A very good evening, students. In this PowerPoint presentation, we will be discussing the search operation in arrays. In the search operation, search is basically looking for an element in a given array or list. Now, this search can be performed by two popular methods. There are other methods also like heuristic search and ternary search, but we will not look at them. Right now, we will only look at two primary methods which are most popular, that is linear search and binary search. So, coming to the first type of search operation, which is linear search. In this, in linear search, we look at the items in one by one in the list and we match it with the item to be searched. For example, you take this list as an example. There is an array of names of students in the class, and A0 is Akshit, A1 is Arush, A2 Arnav, A3 Devashish, A4 Gurpreet, A5 Priyanka, A6 Zior. And suppose we are looking for the name Devashish in this list. Now the array size is 10, but only 7 slots are occupied. From 0 till 6, 7 slots are occupied. Now how we will search? First we will take the element A0. We will match it with the string Devashish. Now Akshit equal to Devashish? No. Then similarly Arush with Devashish, Arnav with Devashish. Then we find at A3 the value is Devashish and what we are looking for is also Devashish. So we will return this index value 3 as our items place where we have found it. But if we have to talk in terms of layman, then index number indicates the location in the array, but actual location according to layman who doesn't know what array is, for them the location will be the index number plus 1, which is 4, which is given here. If we search for a value Devashish, it will be reported at the index value 3 and location 4. Similarly, if we try to look for the name Devesh, then we will match with Akshit, Arush, Arnav, Devashish, Gurpreet, Priyanka, Zior with whole list, and then we will say that Devesh name is not present in the list. Now in order to perform this, we have the algorithm with us and the C program also. First, let us look at the algorithm. In algorithm, we will pass the array ARR in which all the items are stored, the number of elements which are occupied in the array, not the size but the number of elements present in the array, and the item to be searched. Now what we will do is we will initialize a variable found to false, and when found will become true, that means we have found the item in the list ARR. Now we will start a loop from 0 till n minus 1 because the array elements are from 0 to n minus 1, and we will keep a step size of 1. Now if item is equal to ARR of I, where I is initially 0, then it will become 1, 2, 3, 4. So it will keep on changing in the loop. So we will match the item with the element present at the index 0. If it is same, we will set found to true and we will break out of this loop. If it is not found, then we will continue in this loop till the time either the loop will come to an end or we will find an item that we are looking for. So in the end, if found is equal to true, that means we were able to find the element and we have broken out of the loop at the index value where the item was found. So the value of I will give you the location in the array and actual location will be I plus 1. Otherwise, if found is not equal to true, that means we were not able to find the element in the list. Now the same thing here in this program, C program, has been done for the list of names, these names. So how we are creating this list of names? We are creating an array, two-dimensional array, in which the number of elements is specified by n. The higher dimension can be kept to be unknown in C language, and the lower dimension for the multi-dimensional array is 15. And char item of size 15 is the item that we are looking for. So we are copying the elements into these arrays from the main calling function. And then in a loop from 0 to n minus 1, what we will do is we will string compare using the string compare function. We will compare the element in the array with the item we are looking for. And if it returns 0, string compare, if it returns 0, that means both the items are same. In that case, we will set the value of found to true and we will break out of the loop. Otherwise, we will continue in the loop. So we can see that this program is absolutely similar to this algorithm. Only thing is we are taking care of the data types of the different variables. Apart from that, only the C syntax is there. Otherwise, the logic is completely same in the program and in the algorithm. Now, in this type of search is known as linear search. And let us discuss the complexity of linear search. Complexity means how much time is taken in performing a particular action. And there are three cases for complexity. There is a best case, worst case, and average case complexity. Best case means that whatever item we were looking for is at the first place in the array, and we didn't have to look in the remaining array, and we found the element at the first place. That is the best search case that can happen. But it will not happen always. In some cases, it will be best case. It depends on the item that we are looking for and the contents of the list. Then worst case is that the item that we were looking for is in the end of the list. So we have to go through all the n elements in the array and only then we will find the element. Then we have the average case complexity. Average case complexity says that the item can be in the first position also, or it can be in the second position, or it can be in the third position. So if the item is in the first place, we have to perform one search. If it is in the second place, we have to perform two searches. If it is in third place, we have to perform three searches. If it is in the nth place, we have to perform n searches. So the total time that will be taken will be, we will add up all these cases and we will divide it by the total number of iterations, which is n. So using the formula for summation of natural numbers 1 plus 2 plus 3 till n is n into n plus 1 by 2 and division by the number of iterations, which is n. Now this n cancels out with this n because both of them have the same value, and we are left with n plus 1 by 2 as the average case complexity. So the best case complexity is 1, worst case complexity is n, and the average case complexity is n plus 1 upon 2. Now, the drawback of linear search is we have to go through the whole list, only then the item can be found. So in order to reach a better method, what we can do is we can arrange the elements in a sorted order, which will take up the sorting complexity. Then we will suppose we are looking at a list of students arranged in alphabetical order, and we are looking for a name that is beginning with N. Now we already know that the list is arranged in alphabetical order. So we will not start looking at the name from the first name because we know that the names in the beginning will begin with A. So what we will do, we will just look at the first alphabet till we find N. And the moment we find N, then we will start looking for the item that we were looking for. So in binary search, now in the array, in the data, we don't know where the item will start. So what we will do is we will use the index location and we will divide the size of the array, that is occupants in the array, divided by 2, and whatever index value we get, that is treated as the midpoint. Now we will match the item that we are looking for with the item at the midpoint. If it is equal, we will report that midpoint as our answer. If it is not equal and the item at the midpoint is less than the item that we are looking for, in that case we will look in the upper part of the array. And if the item is greater than the item that we are looking for, then we will look in the lower part of the array. So binary search, it takes a sorted list as input, and then what it will do is it will split the array into two parts. If mid is the item that we are looking for, we will return this as answer. Otherwise, if this mid is larger than the item that we are looking for, then we will look in the lower part. And if mid is smaller than the item that we are looking for, then we will look in the upper part. So the same thing is done in this algorithm. Now this is a recursive binary search algorithm. Recursion you already understand. If you don't understand what is recursion, then you can look at the video in which recursion is discussed in this very channel. Now recursion is when a function will call itself again and again. So in this version of binary search function is going to call itself again and again till the answer is found, or we can say with confidence that the item is not present in the list. Now here A stands for the array that we are in which the item is to be searched. L stands for the lower bound of the array. U stands for the upper bound of the array. And X stands for the item that we are looking for. Now if the lower bound is equal to upper bound, that means only a single element is there in the array. So what we will do, we will simply compare the item to be searched X with the A of L, and if it is equal, we will return L as the location where the item is found. Otherwise we will return 0 because the list has ended and we are unable to find the item. So we will return 0 as the answer, or -1 as the answer, indicating that the item could not be found. Now if this is not the case, L is not equal to U and there are more elements in the list, then what we will do, we will split the list, we will split this L plus U into divided by 2 into a midpoint. Now if X is equal to A of mid, we will say mid is the location where the item is found. Otherwise we will say that if the item to be found is less than the A of mid, then we will look in the lower part of the array from lower bound till mid -1. We are calling the binary search with the same array, but lower bound L, upper bound instead of U, we are using mid -1 and X. And if the element X is more than the A of mid, then this else part will get executed and we will call binary search with A mid plus 1 as the lower bound instead of L, and U as the upper bound, and X is the item to be searched. Now we will look at an example. So here in this tree we are showing how the indexes will be calculated, and this is the list. 45, 55, 109, 122, 135 are the array elements and their locations are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now first of all, how the mid will get calculated, we will go to L is 1, U is 5. Now 1 is not equal to 5. So we will say 1 plus 5 divided by 2, which is equal to 3. So 3 will become your midpoint, which is this element. Now the item to be searched that we are looking for is 122 as it is given here. So we are looking for 122 and the item at the third location is 109. So both are not same. So what we will do, we will say that the elements are not same. So we will call binary search. How we will call binary search? Now here the element in the array is smaller than the item to be searched. So now we will look in the upper part of the array. So we will call binary search with mid plus 1 and U as the lower bound and the upper bound of the array. Now the lower bound is 3 plus 1, 4, and upper bound is 5. So now we compare 4 with 5. Now 4 is not equal to 5, so we'll go to the else part. Now the item to be searched is 122, L is 4, U is 5. Now we will calculate the midpoint. So 4 plus 5 upon 2 will give us 4, and then we will say the A of 4 is equal to X. So that is the item to be found. So 122 is equal to 122. So we will return this location 4 as the final answer. Now here we are showing